everyone. Today we are going to do a menu comprising of two dishes, which is French baguette and chocolate mousse. We'll start with French baguette. We'll make the dough, we'll keep it for cooling, and in between we'll complete our chocolate mousse. The ingredients for your French baguette are 250 grams of refined flour, 10 grams of yeast, 8 grams of sugar, grain sugar, 5 grams of salt, 5 grams of fat, and we need to apply egg wash and a few poppy seeds on the top. We need approximately 150 ml of water. We are not going to add all the water, but we'll measure and keep 150 ml of water if required. The equipment which is required for French baguettes are, you need your measuring jug, dough scraper, a cloth to cover the dough, and a French baguette tray. Okay, so to make the French bread, first take the flour, 50 grams of flour, make a well, put 10 grams of yeast, sugar, water, and start making the dough. It has to be a stiff dough, but you should be able to knead it. The French baguette is one of the types of French bread. It has a thin crust and a light airy texture or crumb inside. It can be 26 to 39 inches in length. Keep on adding water little by little till it binds, and then start kneading. There are various shapes by which we can make a French bread. If we make a tubular French bread, it is known as Parisian. If we make a thin French bread, it is known as facile. If we make a short French bread, it is known as baton. There are different names that can be given to different shapes. Today what we are going to make is a French bread which is in a shape of a torpedo. It is known as batard. You should be able to knead the dough. It should be a hard dough, but you should be able to knead the dough. Now the French bread has a nice crusty crust and a very light texture inside. This is caused because while baking, we are going to bake it with steam. If you can see, approximately 10 ml of water is still left in this. So I have used approximately 130 to 140 ml of water. It's a nice stiff dough. Now start kneading it. So you knead it into a nice dough. Knead it with both your hands, with the palm of your hands. As you can see, the kneading is done. There are no lumps in the dough. Then take fat and salt, cream the fat and salt together. The fat in this case is very less. It's just to help cream the salt in it, or mix the salt into the dough, and knead it again. In this case, just remember, it is a stiff dough, but the dough has to be kneaded very well. Okay, as you can see, the dough is kneaded. We will round it up. While rounding up, because it is a stiff dough, some cracks may come, or the texture will be like this. It will not be a very smooth texture. So you'll have a rough texture on top of the dough. Keep it on a clean place on the table and cover it with a damp cloth. I'm keeping it on a tray so that I can move it around while doing my next product and showing it to you all. Alright, so our French bread dough has gone for resting. In the meantime, we'll start with our chocolate mousse. You all have done this in the first year as well. It's a very simple mousse. It's a sabayon method is the base. Sabayon is the base, and then we'll add our ganache and our whipped cream to it. Today I will not be showing you all how to make the ganache because we've done it repeatedly. It is 2 parts of chocolate and 1 part of cream that is added to make your ganache. The ingredients that you require to make your sabayon are, basically I have taken 3 eggs over here. Out of that you will need 2 yolks and 1 whole egg, 30 grams of sugar, alright, and you will need your ganache and your whipped cream after making the sabayon. The equipments that you will require are your induction pan. So we are going to make a double boiler like this. We need 2 pans, one which has water and one in which we are going to put your egg yolks and sugar and beat it. Just ensure that this pan, when putting over this, is not touching the water in this. So when you are putting, the water is not touching the pan on the top. We will require a whisk, a spatula and some molds to pour our chocolate mousse into. Okay, so the first step is break the eggs. We need 2 yolks. Keep the egg whites, you can use it for something else. And you need 1 full egg. You need 30 grams of sugar in this and mix it nicely. Till then, start heating the water a little bit. Now, when you are going to whisk it over the water, ensure that it is this motion. You are incorporating the air into it. Alright? Keep on turning the bowl and ensure that you have a spatula so that you can clean the sides of the bowl every time this happens. Keep it over water and start whisking it. We need to achieve ribbon consistency. Also, the color of your sabayon will become nice, pale, light and frothy. You can see when I'm picking it up, it's just falling in and mixing into the base. When ribbon consistency is achieved, when I pick up this mixture, it will fall back into the mixture but hold its shape for a certain time. Keep on turning the bowl. Alright, as you can see, the texture has changed very little. However, keep on whisking it and be very careful because the quantity of sugar in this case is less. We have made lemon souffle where the quantity of sugar was 90 grams. Over here the quantity of sugar is only 30 grams. So the probability of this sabayon curdling is more. So be very careful and keep on mixing it and whisking it hard. Alright, you can see it's becoming nice, light and frothy, and the water is not boiling, it is just simmering. The steam is what is helping the sabayon cook. If I pick it up right now, it is falling into the mixture and mixing it. It's not holding its shape over there. So we have to beat it for some more time. Alright, you can see it's becoming nice, light and frothy. And as we are whisking, you can see the base of the bowl, it is separating for just a split second, and then all the mixture is coming together. If I'm picking up the mixture, it is holding its shape, but little more we need. See, little more for ribbon consistency. Ensure that if everything is on the side, you remove it, take a spatula, clean the sides, and then again start whisking. Or what will happen is, whatever sabayon is there on the sides and you're not clean, if there's too much of heat, that sabayon will curdle, and then you cannot put that into your mixture. Alright, so as you can see, the sabayon is now done. If I pick up the mixture and allow it to drop, it is holding its shape on the mixture itself. So this is ribbon consistency, the sabayon is done. We will remove it from the heat and we will allow the sabayon to cool down. Now what we do in college is, we put it in the fridge to speed up the process. We'll allow it to cool down in the fridge for some time, and in the meantime we'll finish our French baguette. We'll finish the rolling of the French baguette. Alright, so as you all can see, the dough has proved nicely. Knock back the dough and shape it. We need to make it as long as this baguette tray. Some people also put it on canvas sheets, you all must have seen. That is known as a couche, C-O-U-C-H-E, and then they bake it directly onto the hearth of the oven. We are going to bake it in a baguette tray in the oven. Seal the edges and roll it. When you are rolling, do not stretch, you press and you stretch it. Only stretching will tear the dough. So press where you want it to elongate it from. The seam has to come on the base, so hold the seam, put it on a lightly greased baguette tray. We are going to apply some egg wash. This will help it give it a good crust. Also, it will help it give it a good color. So apply egg wash, sprinkle poppy seeds, and then make gashes. Make 4 to 5 gashes, not more. You can make gashes with a sharp equipment like your knife. Traditionally, it is made with a piece of equipment known as a lam. So it is a piece of a blade, and it is curved like this with the sati stick is put over here. So you can hold it and then you can cut it. We are going to cut it only with a blade. The gashes are made so that it is from here that the carbon dioxide and the extra gases come out, so that the bread does not tear from the sides. It will give a nice round shape to the bread. This will go for proving, and after proving we will show it to you when you put it for baking. Alright, so our sabayon has completely cooled down. You can see the consistency of the sabayon. Alright, we can add essence to it. In chocolate, coffee goes well, orange essence will go well, almond essence can also go well. Depending on what flavoring you want, you can add. So we are going to add hardly a few drops of orange essence to it. If you don't want essence, you can grate fresh orange rind and add to it. It will give a good taste. After this, add ganache. mix it well. And then fold in the cream. This is whipped cream. We've already spoken about this at length in different videos and during your practical classes. Fold it in very lightly. Do not whisk it in, otherwise you will deflate all the whipped cream. And ensure that there are no lumps that are formed. After that, pour it into your ramekin molds, or you can also have martini glasses in which you can pour. The portion size does not have to be very big. Okay, you cannot have a lot of this. It is very heavy product that we have made. So pour it into the ramekin molds. Allow it to set in the molds, and then we'll garnish it with a swirl of cream and some chocolate chips. Alright, now as you all can see, the bread has proved nicely. You can see the gashes that we had made are also opened up. Okay, so you don't need to keep on cutting it. You have to just put one slash. We are putting it in the oven. Now, as you all can see, in the oven we've put a tray of water for steam. The steam will nicely cause condensation on the crust of the bread. It will help the bread to rise, the crust to form, and then set. So it will give a nice crispy crust to the bread.